people in this room. So I do want to thank the town officials that have been very helpful and supportive of this process from the beginning, and Mike, especially Mike Chamings, the town planner, who has been very helpful in the whole throughout the whole campaign. I'd like to thank the campaign staff that worked so hard these last couple of months helping us out and getting us here today. And I think I'd like to also introduce the ownership group that's here today and mention Bob Bear to my left, Steve Barber, Jim Boldenbook, Robert and Suzanne Grover. I know this was a long road for us it's a lot of hard work to get to this point today, but I think we're all very excited about rolling up our sleeves and really getting back to work to get this project started and off the ground. And I think that's really what we're very excited about, is to get people back to, get people working on this project, create a four-season resort casino here in the state of Maine. My first minor announcement is that, as we said throughout this entire campaign, one of the things that we're all very passionate about and think is critical to the success of this project is tourism and bringing visitors to the state of Maine. And as you know, we've reached out to the Maine Tourism Director. We've asked to meet with them, and we want to try to promote and work as closely with the local and statewide tourism boards to bring people here to Western Maine and to really show them what a first-class operation that we're going to have here. So we're looking forward to doing that. In our design, we've allocated space, and right when you walk in, so that there will be an area for a concierge or a tourism person to help promote all of the wonderful things that we have here. And I think, driving over here today, it's amazing why this is such a great place to have. People always ask, why Oxford? And I think when you come to this area, you realize this is like no other place in all of Maine and anywhere in the entire country where you have some of the greatest recreation, entertainment, and hospitality that you just don't get anywhere. We have tremendous golf. I think most of you drove by Poland Springs and saw what a terrific golf course that is, and Cindy Robbins put in a brand new driving range that I'm really excited about. I didn't play much golf this summer, so next year, Cindy. And it is happy birthday, Cindy. And thank you very much. We hope to be filling the rooms over at Poland Springs and getting a lot of golfers over there. And of course, we have the Bethlehem and the Sunday Rivers and some of the best skiing, Mount Abram, of course. And we really have a unique place here. So I'm excited that we're going to try to bring more people here that are going to come, and we're going to try to make sure that we bring them out to the local businesses. And that's a commitment that we've been saying for a long time, and we're very passionate about continuing to do that. Obviously, we're here today to talk about site selection, and I just told you a little bit why I think this is the greatest place. But I think we had spent a lot of time trying to identify a location that really embodied a four-season resort. That really had, this is unlike other downtown locations. This is in a green area, and we've identified a 100-acre parcel right on Route 26, right as you come into Oxford. As you look over there, there's an aerial view of it. It's on the corner of Route 26 and Rabbit Valley Road. It's a beautiful farmland that really allows us to bring our vision to Oxford. And so it's existing farmland. You're going to have tremendous views in the hotel when you look out over Mount Washington and all of the other valleys. As you can see, there's all of those types of recreation that we talked about are right in that local area. We have water, and we have the Hogan's Pond at the end, ATV, snowmobiling, the rivers. We're just down the street from Poland Springs, and right down the street from Bethel, and Lewiston is about 30 miles away. or 13 miles, I think. And Portland is under about 50 miles, I think. So it's very accessible, and after this press conference, we'd like to invite everybody to come down and take a look at the site, and really you'll see once you get there how magnificent it really is. Really, what I think I'm excited to talk about today is also, I think we've hired an army of consultants, some of the best people in the state of Maine. These are Maine businesses that are going to help us with the site due diligence, with the actual permitting process. We are committed to getting this thing off the ground as quick as possible. So we've already hired a number of local firms here. I want to thank them for showing up and being here today. We have Mainland Development is really out of Livermore Falls. They're going to be helping us with the permitting project. Their consultants, Bob Berry, is from the civil engineering. They're going to help us put all those permits together and really get that information out to the local officials, to the state officials, and to the public. We also have Diane Morvito from Maine Traffic Resources. We've hired Sweet Associates, Summit Geoengineering Services, Kenneth Stratton. We've hired truly, I think, the first-class group of local professionals here that are going to help us bring this project out to the local, state, and the public. We're going to hold a public meeting so that everybody has an opportunity to come look at the plans in more detail and to give us their input before we file with the state and the local officials. We're going to meet with many of the local officials right off the bat to make sure that all their input is brought forth, and we're going to do that within the next 3 weeks. We'll announce the specific date coming up, and we'll make sure that everybody knows where we'll probably be at the Oxford High School, and we'll hold as many meetings as we need to make sure that all stakeholders have an opportunity to get their input into this project. I think if you look over here to your left, you'll see what is just our vision of the Four Seasons Resort that we talked about. As we mentioned before, it's a 5-year build-out, $165 million. And we're going to build it out in phases. The first phase is right there in the middle, is roughly a 65,000 square foot building that's going to have the table games, the slot machines, a restaurant, and a lounge. And then as we grow, and right after that, we're going to try to include a 200-room hotel, a spa, more meeting space, convention space, more gaming space, a parking garage. And I think as you see and you look at that plan, what you'll see is we're really going to try to promote a lot of that recreation. There's parking for RVs. You'll be able to bring your trailer if you have a snowmobile on the back, and we'll have special parking for that as well. As I mentioned, there's a lot of amenities in this area that we want to promote. And it's just I know a lot of you probably are thinking, what is our schedule and what is our plan? As I mentioned, in a couple of weeks, we want to have a public meeting so that everybody can get their input. We have to file with local permits. Early in 2011, we have state DEP and DOT permits that we have to file, so there'll be plenty of time for public input over the next 6 months. And if we can keep working hard through the winter and in the spring, and we can get all of the permits, we hope that we can start hiring people here in Maine to help build this project sometime in 2011. Our goal is to really try to move this as quick as possible so that we can create those jobs this next year. So I don't know if anybody would like to say anything from the ownership group, but we truly appreciate everyone coming out here today, and we can answer any.
Well, I would like to mention, I neglected to mention in my opening remarks, Rod touched on it, that we can go out to the land after the press conference is over. I know it's a big crowd here. I would ask the folks who are not media to wait and let the media get there if they would like to do that. For the media, it's just out back on 26, just a couple miles, and we'll have the site marked with cones and so on and so forth. So I apologize, I forgot to mention that.
Any other questions that anyone would like to ask us while we're here in the room? Yes.
How many of those 2,700 jobs do you think will be from Maine, or have you seen all of them? Do you have any idea yet?
We believe that roughly 1,700 will be created directly, specifically to the resort. 1,000 of those jobs, as we have projected, and was given by our economic stimulus person, Todd Gay, Professor Gay at the University of Maine, will be created and support jobs all over the state, and of course locally here. For instance, I'll give you a perfect example. Cindy Robbins has mentioned that she will be considering going from a seasonal operation at Poland Spring to a full year-round operation. That right there is 100 jobs. But there will be many, many support businesses in this area that will increase employment. There'll be new jobs. There'll be more jobs for people who are suppliers, vendors, fishermen, farmers, and so forth.
So the 1,000 is for Maine?
I'm sorry.
What is the 1,000 and 1,700 specifically you see before?
The 1,000 being created, as a multiplier effect.
Okay.
And I think that doesn't include, what we estimate is roughly 800 construction jobs. But specifically to your question, and I want to make it very clear, is that this ownership group is very committed to making sure that this is a project that is built by Maine people and businesses and run by Maine people and businesses. And we will give preferential hiring to all Maine people. Whenever possible, we want to hire Maine businesses and resources. I think that shows when we look at our first thing that we did was we hired some of the best engineers and consultants here in Maine, and we're going to continue to do that and give that type of preference to Maine businesses.
So those is there a specific type of jobs those 1,000 you envision them being, or is it going to be an array of?
So I think when we look at it, the 800 construction jobs are just, in the actual building. The 1,700 jobs in the actual running of the facility are going to be in all different categories. So for management, security, IT, we have hotel staff, we're going to have restaurant staff, we're going to have resort, casino staff, but it's in all different areas, big marketing, advertising, so these jobs will be in every single category.